The world knows Tony Stark as Iron Man, a hero, a genius, a playboy, but what if history took a different turn? What if a shadow fell across the House of Stark? What if Tony Stark became Dr. Doom? It's a terrifying thought. Tony Stark, with his intellect and power, twisted into a tyrant. Imagine the Iron Man armor, not a symbol of hope but a tool of fear. This is that story. This is the story of how brilliance can be corrupted, how good intentions can pave the road to hell. This is the story of Iron Doom. Our tale begins not with Tony, but with his father, Howard Stark. Imagine Howard, not partnering with S.H.I.E.L.D., but with Latveria. He sees potential in their mystical energy, a power source beyond anything he's ever seen. Howard moves his family to Latveria, seeking to unlock the secrets of this ancient power. Young Tony grows up surrounded by both cutting-edge technology and arcane rituals. He excels in this strange new world. He drinks it in, but Latveria is not a kind place. Tony sees the oppression, the fear in the eyes of the people. He sees the iron fist of the Latverian monarchy. He sees the potential for power to corrupt. Tony thrives under Latverian tutelage. He masters engineering and physics, just like in our world. But here, he also delves into the forbidden arts. He studies alongside Latverian mystics, learning the secrets of their magic. Tony sees the potential to combine magic and technology to create something truly unique. He is a prodigy, surpassing even his teachers in both science and sorcery. He becomes a bridge between two worlds. But power always comes at a price. The dark magic begins to leave its mark on Tony. His arrogance grows, his empathy fades, he becomes colder, more calculating. More like the tyrant who rules Latveria. When Howard Stark dies, seemingly in a lab accident, Tony blames Latveria's enemies. He believes his father was assassinated to prevent their technological advancements. Consumed by grief and rage, Tony vows revenge. He uses his mastery of technology and magic to create a suit of armor unlike any other. It is a fusion of the Iron Man armor he would have built in another life and the fearsome visage of Doom. This is his masterpiece, the Iron Doom armor. With the Iron Doom armor, Tony becomes a force of terrifying power. He crushes his enemies, taking control of Latveria with an iron fist. He becomes the new Doom, a dictator feared across the globe. He believes he is doing what needs to be done, ruling with an iron fist for the good of his people. He will make the world tremble before him. He will make them see, make them fear Iron Doom. Word of Iron Doom's ruthlessness reaches the outside world. Heroes rise to challenge him. The Avengers assemble, but this time their enemy is not a mad titan, but one of their own twisted into something monstrous. Captain America, a symbol of freedom, clashes with Iron Doom's totalitarian rule. Thor, the god of thunder, finds himself outmatched by a blend of science and sorcery he doesn't fully comprehend. The very people Tony would have fought alongside are now forced to confront him. The weight of his actions, the realization of who he has become, weighs heavily on them. But can even the combined might of Earth's mightiest heroes stand against the terrifying power of Iron Doom? A house divided, the Scarlet Witch and the bonds of magic. Among the Avengers, one hero faces a particularly difficult battle, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. Connected to Tony through the mystical arts, she senses the conflict within him, the struggle between Stark and Doom. Wanda sees a flicker of the man Tony could have been, the hero he might still be deep down. She believes that his soul can be redeemed, that the Iron Doom armor hasn't completely extinguished the spark of good within him. Their battles are a clash of titans, magic against magic, woven with a deep, unspoken understanding. Wanda becomes determined to reach Tony, to remind him of his humanity. But is it already too late? Has the man she once called a friend vanished completely beneath the mask of Iron Doom? A world in the balance, can Doom be redeemed? The battles rage on, cities fall, heroes rise and fall. The world watches in terror as Iron Doom reshapes the geopolitical landscape in his own image. He claims he will usher in an era of peace and prosperity, even as he rules with an iron fist. But deep within the Iron Doom armor, a war rages. Tony Stark, the brilliant flawed man, fights for control against the overwhelming influence of Doom. He sees the destruction he's causing, the fear in the eyes of those he swore to protect. The fate of the world hangs in the balance. Will Iron Doom succeed in his twisted quest for peace through power, or can the hero buried deep inside break free and reclaim the man he was always meant to be? The answer perhaps lies not in the might of technology or magic, but in the enduring strength of the human spirit. The heart of iron echoes of Tony Stark. The climax comes not on a battlefield but in the ruins of Stark Tower, now a twisted monument to Iron Doom's reign. Wanda, battered but unbroken, finally breaks through to Tony. She tears away his mask, revealing the man beneath. He is a stranger, and yet familiar. The face of Tony Stark, etched with the weight of his choices, twisted by the burden of the doom he has become. He looks out at the world he has ravaged, and for a moment, doubt flickers in his eyes. He sees the faces of the Avengers, not as enemies but as the friends he betrayed. He sees the fear in the eyes of the people he swore to protect, and in that moment of clarity, the true battle for Tony Stark's soul begins. A new age of heroes or villains? The story of Iron Doom doesn't end with a triumphant victory or a crushing defeat. It hangs in the balance, a question mark etched across the future of the Marvel Universe. Tony Stark, the man who could have been Iron Man, is trapped between who he was and what he has become. The fight for his soul is far from over. The Iron Doom armor, a symbol of his fall, may yet become the crucible in which he forges his redemption. The question remains, what will become of Tony Stark? Will he rise as a new hero, forever marked by the darkness he embraced? Or will he succumb to the whispers of doom, unleashing a reign of terror unlike any the world has ever seen? The answer, dear reader, is yet to be written.